lovelies, I have decided to just take all of my stash out. Flowers, florals, glue gun, old frames, raffia, you name it. I've got some moss here from the Easter section and just go mad. I really was feeling really creative this day. There's some faux grass there from the Easter section. I've got my scissors out, glue gun ready, Mod Podge, you know, stones, a bit of fabric here, which you'll see later. I just want to get creative. And so using these old frames, I just wanted to repurpose and just get creative and just have some fun. And yeah, what better way to celebrate spring and summer than with some florals? And so the first piece I'm going in with is it's actually like a little box frame. I think it was from Poundland, and I'm also using the faux grass that came out at Easter time. It was the table runner, and I'm putting loads of glue down in the bottom of this frame so that I can then stick this grass down to it. And yeah, reloading up the glue gun as you do because it needed so much glue. But you want to make sure it's stuck down properly, because you'll see why I'm going to be adding some more things to it. And if you didn't manage to pick up this faux grass in the Poundland section at Easter time, you can get samples off of eBay or, you know, B&Q's open now, home-based places like that. So then these big florals I also had in my stash. They're a bit old, they're actually from an old bouquet, but I think they work perfectly for this DIY. So again, I just went in with loads of hot glue, and I'm going to be sticking them down to the bottom of my picture. And you can decide whether you hang this or make it horizontally or for vertical. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to take off the ends, the stem, so that it could lay flush to my grass here. And so here are some decorative stones. I got these ages ago, guys, from Poundland. I don't think you're able to find these, but any kind of decorative stone. You could put marbles on here. Some pearls would look really cute, but I really just wanted to use these, and they fit perfectly when I line them up. Look at that. And so yeah, they just worked really nicely for this. And so I go in with loads and loads of hot glue, guys, because obviously they are rocks. They weren't that heavy, but I wanted to make sure that once I hung this on the wall that they wouldn't just drop off. And so here I'm just pressing and holding, being careful not to take the back of the frame out as I added pressure. And then I literally just go along and do the same thing for all of the stones, loads and loads and loads of glue. And then look at that, guys, they just look gorgeous in there. I love that piece. I think that's my favorite. So moving on to the next one, I had these wooden frames again from Poundland. You know, it's my favorite shop. And then going in with some of the artificial grass again, I stuck it down to the back of the frame. And sorry that some of this is out of shot, guys, but there you go. I then show you just making sure that's stuck down. I then reposition it back inside the frame, and then you'll see it just looks so nice, just like that. Just the green against the brown of the wood. Oh, I just love it. I don't know what it is. So simple but so cute. And then again, I have these flowers in my stash. I totally forgot I had these, so forgive me, I can't remember where they're from. But again, I just take the stems off, and hot glue is so great. So just using loads of that, I just stick them down to our green grass. You could easily have stuck these around the wood frame, so onto the wood frame itself, but I just wanted it to, you know, be like you're in your garden. And oh my gosh, as I've said that, you could actually use this for a fairy garden, couldn't you? It'd be so cute. So I literally go in with these flowers, and again, you can use any color you have. It was just so fun rummaging through my stash and seeing what I had in there to use. And so I think I'll go in with about 5 of these beautiful flowers. And again, choose any in your stash, guys, and just go for it. And then yeah, I go in again, taking off the ends because it just makes it sit a lot better a lot more flush on the piece, and just worked really well to make sure that glue adheres to it and the flowers stay put. And then literally, guys, that was that one. So simple, but I think you'll agree, so beautiful. So then this frame is actually a DIY that I've done previously. I think it was a centerpiece DIY, and I think the theme was like a beachy theme. But again, I wanted to repurpose it. I loved like the pieces of wood that I had on it and the white. But again, I go in and take the back off. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it on, and I'm going to use this big flower on here. And again, I took the stem out, but in doing so, it actually made the flower kind of come apart. So just to counteract that, I've gone in with, again, copious amounts of glue, and then I literally just splodge it down to the glass. So I didn't actually remove the backing in the end. I've just stuck this massive flower to the glass. And then you'll see me going through the leaves and each layer, because it is such a big flower, it's made up of so many layers. So I'm just going in with the glue just to make sure all of those layers are together, and so that our flower stays in one piece. And then I thought I'd add some of this raffia, just to add some interest, and also to hide the fact that some of the sticks from the previous DIY came off. You can see it there. So again, adding my glue and then being careful not to burn my fingers, I stick the raffia down. And you don't have to be too neat with this. I'm here filling in some of the gaps, some of the edges. Just go with the flow, guys. I tell you this all the time. DIY and crafting does not have to be complicated. So then here I am, just giving her a bit of a haircut. You know, she looked a bit like she was out there, a bit wayward, and so I just trim it. And yeah, look at how cute this turned out though. I think this is so cute. And obviously you can have it vertically or horizontally, but I just think that's a really cute piece. So then my next one, I thought I'd go in with the other frame that I did, that I used the wood pieces on, and I'll link that video so that you can see what I'm talking about. The wood pieces actually came from Poundland, on a roll in the garden section, and then the moss is from Easter. And so I'm just going in, seeing how much I will need in the center of my frame. And again, I left the glass in because I just found it so much easier. Again, trusty glue gun came out. It just helped with ease of quickness to doing this. And so that's all the the moss in. And then I found these pretty pink flowers in my stash. Wow, I must have been really loving pink when I bought all of this. But it really does it's just spring, it's just summer. It's pink, it's beautiful, it's vibrant, and it really pops against that green moss. I love it. And so I literally stick those down, and then I have this paper butterfly. It's kind of 3D. I got a packet from the Works, and you kind of put them together, and I'm just going to place it here because I had a shell on here in the previous DIY, and when I removed it you could see some damage, and so this butterfly covered it up perfectly. Look at that, looks like our little butterflies come to sniff on that flower. And then for our last one, literally this frame again I think was from Poundland in the Mother's Day section, and I'm just removing the wire. So it wasn't wire, it was like a piece of string where you could hang photos from, and then I remove the back so that I can literally make it easier for me to stick the piece of fabric down. So this piece of fabric, again from my stash, but it fitted the theme perfectly with those gorgeous daisies on it. And yeah, I'm just seeing just how much of it the frame it will cover. It didn't have to cover the whole lot, and you'll see why when I finish. And then here's where I go with my Mod Podge, and I really just went for it. Just poured it onto the back of the frame, made sure I had enough that would make sure my fabric stayed adhered to it, and literally stuck my fabric down. Sorry guys that this is a bit out of a shot, but that's how it looks like. And placed it back in our frame. And then I thought, the sides it was a bit bare, so this eucalyptus was from Poundland, and I cut off a few sprigs And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to put it around the edge of our frame, and you'll see me doing that now. Glue gun, I'm telling you, so fab for all of these projects. It just works so well. And so I'm sticking that down, and then I thought I'd add another one because it looked a little bit bare. And so you see me doing that there, and then I've put one at the bottom, and then again I thought, you know, I'm going to fill that piece out. And then these gorgeous foam roses that I've been dying to use, I just thought one head of stuck here would really just work. Cut the stem off, you know it guys, add the glue, loads to make sure it stayed in that corner. And yeah, I just added it to there. What a finishing touch. And then I saw a few little gaps, so what you see me doing here is just taking off a few of those leaves and just sticking them where I had gaps in that like foliage section, if that makes sense. Just made the eucalyptus look a bit more full around the head of the rose. And yeah, again, I just think this is such a glorious piece. Look at that. And actually I kept this stand on the back so it stands up, which you'll see. So here's our first one with the moss and then the flowers and the butterfly. Here is the one with just simple flowers at the bottom. That would look so nice as a centerpiece, and you could even put somebody's name, like for a baby shower. This one though, I think is my favorite. Those white flowers, and then the live, laugh, love stones. Oh, I just love it. And then last but not least, we have our beautiful flower head all by itself with the raffia. Tell me which one is your favorite, guys, down in the comments. If you make one of these, tag me on Instagram, please. I'd love to see it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.